Note to self, use the boil timer on my phone rather than using my watch. Okay, let's do this. Let's grab this guy. Relatively clear now. Let's throw that in there. Run that guy back through.
So how deep does it have to be before you can take a hydrometer reading?
Deep enough for the hydrometer to float?
It's like half a foot or something?
Yeah. I'm not all too worried about it. This all needs to come out of there anyway. All that sparge water needs to go in, so.
So it's only on the after the purge, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Once the sparge water ends up no longer above the grain bed, I'll start to worry about it. Oh, it looks awesome. Look how dark it is.
It's fogging up the lens.
Awesome.
That's just black.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Guinness.
No, there's oats in this one. It's gonna make a dry stout, but no one in the city has roast or flaked barley, so flaked oats it is, and it becomes an oatmeal stout.
Hmm.
It smells really good.
It does. You can see the level dropping on it.
Yeah. Well, you can see it was up quite a bit higher than the grain bed there before. We're down into the grain bed now. I mashed in with 16 liters, so should be able to pull 12 to 14 out of there. The grain sucks up for a bit. 175 degrees nearly. Oh, good. Still flowing good.
Mm-hmm.
Still got a fairly decent flow there.
So does the grain naturally filter itself out, or do you really
Yeah.
have to stop it?
Yeah,
once
the grain is a fairly decent filter bed, but that's why I'm kind of playing with the ball valve here. If you do it too fast, it might mess up the grind bed a little bit.
And this time you ground it a bit more finely, so is
Yeah,
it
I
actually
cranked
good?
up my grind a little bit this time.
Okay.
Because I had not the greatest efficiency last batch, so.
So when are you going to see that sugar content reflected? Is it just in the hydrometer reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shooting for probably about a 1045, 1050 by the time we're done with it. This stuff obviously will be a fair bit higher concentrated than that in theory. See, now I got the flow going a bit higher. You're getting a bit of a foam on top there.
Indeed.
As our people count time, we have lived here since the beginning. Between the mountains and the sea.
Like once we're done sparging, it should be up. You can see where that line is on the inside of the kettle. It should be up there-ish when we're done sparging.
It smells wonderful.
Doesn't it? Let's just beef quickly here.
To us, two animals are sacred. The whale protects the ocean, and the wolf protects the land.
It's really hot yet.
When a chief dies, his spirit can choose to join with either one. My
Oh, yeah.
father was a chief, just like his father before him.
It is hot. Be careful.
That's sweet.
And after he passed
I would hope so. If it's not, I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, that's good.
our people called him Suki. My father's traditional name.
I had my sunglasses on, but I couldn't see black wort in here with sunglasses on. So
Savior with the whale kept us.
look at this. Awesome.
I see how black it is.
Black.
Would it be done?
I've got the ball valve barely open. I'm keeping it to work here still. First running.
That's delicious.
Isn't it?
Forget beer, just drink that.
Exactly, right? Yep. Definitely get the oatmeal through on that too.
That's what it is.
I can't believe it's still flowing that fast, actually.
Well, that means you got like all the holes that you did in the drain, the piping, right?
Yeah.
It's high flow.
Yeah. Well, I've barely got the ball valve open too, so like if I were to open that ball valve, I'd destroy the grain bed. But there.
It's finished, huh?
Edge. Oops, I cranked her open. That was a bad idea.
Wrong direction. Well, sorry I didn't stop you from doing anything stupid.
Okay. Now, we need to sparge.
Boiling water. Okay.
Not boiling, it's 170 degrees.
Touche.
It's just hot water, so if I'm not careful, I could hurt myself a little bit here. But I got it. Okay, hold the mash tun in place.
Yeah.
There am successfully destroying the grain bed here, but I will. Just give it 5 minutes. There we go. Spudged out. I'll give it 5 minutes to let the grain bed set. 3:08 p.m.
I think that maybe you will do it. Well, you are supposed to okay with the rest of the but this kid, I know you can do it, yes. But it's only been 3 days since she passed away, and we already got the little checks.
Oh, Mike's in there.
Sorry?
Andrew's, Mike, or new Pete.
So that's the sympathies.
Andrew said that the story is his responsibility.
Well, there's no pause on this, so
So you want?
Stop and start a new one.
I want to test that long video feature.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Pop this button here. There we go. Oh, I should not have poured that fast. It's all foamy. That was a mistake on my part. It's all foamy. I poured it too fast. Let's give it 5 minutes. It'll settle out.
Can you manually agitate it to force it to settle? Just like compress it out? You
Just
can't.
won't let it settle out. Of course, the other side to that is I could just run it until it's clear and just keep recirculating. Actually, that's a
Like,
really decent idea.
like capture that in the bucket?
in the pitcher, yeah.
In the pitcher.
Or just keep this. Just let that run real quick.
Get to the bottom.
Quick, no, we just started.
Do this actually, being that I have a hose, I'm able to use it.
As long as you don't spray me with it.
Doesn't that work against gravity right now? That's not going to
Yes,
work.
it does, and that's not going to work. Yeah. In that pitcher. I thought I might have enough pressure, but it doesn't appear as though I do. So,
Colder all the time. It's getting colder all the time.
I'm going to just turn that ball valve down a little bit.
Yeah. Which way? This way?
Towards. Thank you.
Okay.
Oops.
This is the beginning of that
Actually
movie.
looks fairly clear. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't know to be clear. Run a pitcher off here.
Okay, so you went.
Recircuit, but we got a ways to go yet.
You're eating it, you're not
We're about a half pitcher right now.
Well, none of the foam is getting through yet, right? It's all
Well,
around
it
the
won't.
top.
The grain will deal with it.
Yeah. So you can actually settle out the foam by pouring water on it, right? So.
True. I'm not all too concerned about the foam. The foam just means I poured in way too fast and agitated the heck out of the grain bed. That's all.
Well, you were talking about extracting more of the sugars, so there's one way to do
True, I
it.
suppose. Still running fairly gray there, eh? Fairly
It's
not
lighting up.
clear.
It's getting just a touch lighter.
Yeah, that's expected.
That's enough?
Alright, cut it.
Okay.
Let's just let the siphon hose deal.
That is hot.
Yes, it is. Quite hot, actually. Just gonna let her run off the end of the siphon here.
Yeah.
Okay, there for now. This doesn't go anywhere. Hope. Good. And it's pretty hot, but let's do it anyway. If you just pass me a hydrometer back there, man. I may actually need glasses to read this thing. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Just gonna put this in the
Yeah.
tub.
That's not deep enough. I was afraid of that. That is not deep enough at all. It is
You
not
drown
going
it
to
in
work.
it, eh? Okay.
Whatever, I'll just take a reading out of the kettle once we're done sparging. It's fine.
How much are you short? A few inches? Like, you can't fill it up enough, eh? Okay. Oh well.
Insert this back in. I should wash the outside of that picture now. Alright. Should be close to running fairly clear now.
Crack her open.
Back here a little bit, yeah. A little more. There we go. That's running decent now. Still a little on the not clear
Pretty.
side.
It's dark, yeah.
By the time this pitcher is full, it ought to be relatively clear, I would assume. I'm just gonna leave that in there for now. It's running fairly not clear yet, eh? Very good, starting to set in. Like I said, about 5 minutes. 7 minutes, so it should be relatively set now.
Oh.
I should,
That's a full picture there.
Alright, it's clear enough to run into the boil kettle now.
Just open her up in there.
Just pour that back through and I should be good. Start reading that again. There we go. Okay, so let that run. Should get a fairly decent fill on the boil kettle.
That smells even better now.
I know, right?
The firmware had a bug where even if it gave you more than an hour of recording, it would just say 59 minutes, 59 seconds, count down to 59:00, go back to 59:59. Do that until you ran down to a real hour of recording left, and now it finally switched
Their
to
timer
57.
variable's only an hour big.
Yeah, it only held that much. So
They've got one in any 60. They've got a max 60-minute variable there somewhere.
well, yeah, just like
59,
two digit, yeah, some kind of 2-digit
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
So,
So just let that run. Hopefully we should collect about that much. See where that line is, where it was before?
yeah.
Should collect about that much, and then we can throw her on the
Boil
boil.
her up. And then what's going in once it's on the kettle, so to speak?
2 ounces of Fuggles at 60, and that's about it.
And that English yeast that's going in there too?
Well,
There's-
post boil, yes.
Okay.
Once we cool it off. Not below the grain bed yet. Good.
You might want to send something and then you'll be looking all over. In the garbage.
That color's awesome,
Isn't it?
You can
Love
totally
that.
see it.
See, didn't even take you an hour.
so fast.
Touch the water.
It's actually filtering a bit slower this time. I think
It
it's like
is. I've got the
settled
ball
out.
valve- I've got the
Okay.
ball valve open a little bit less this
I
time.
don't think I can put all these.
It looks like it's settling gently now, right?
Yeah,
It's
which
all-
is a good thing. It's exactly
all
what I
even.
want it to do.
So that kind of edge rinse pretty much did it, because when you poured in a lot, it went all in the middle, so it
Yeah,
displaced it to the
displaced
sides.
entire, exactly.
And now I kind of evened it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you from? You used to hunt in those canoes back then. Where?
I'll just put these in a bag and I'll do it.
That roast malt smells amazing.
Is the water talking to you?
There you go, Lori.
It's actually starting to bubble a little bit, eh?
Yep. I've got the ball valve open a little bit less, so it's
Maybe it's just cavitating.
it's sitting in the middle of the flow. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. If I open the ball valve a wee touch further, it'll probably stop doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm happy with this so far.
Hey, come on.
That actually smells sweet. I
It
think
does.
This outright smells sweet.
And I would hope that it does, because if it doesn't, we're in trouble. There's nothing to turn into alcohol if it doesn't do all sweet.
The hydrometer should float in that by now.
See if it's
You're right, maybe. I'll give it a go.
here.
I'll give it a go.
Well, woke up to the oven and what you've done.
No.
Not yet, no.
Shoot.
We'll just leave her in there.
That's really, wow, that really needs a lot of,
Yeah, it does. Well, when you put it in a hydrometer tube like you should, it doesn't need a whole lot, but when you're trying to do it in something the size of my boil kettle, yeah, it needs...
oh, so you're supposed to hold it in that plastic, basically?
Well,
Oh, like a freestanding one, okay,
sorry,
I
here,
gotcha.
actually, so we should do that.
Yeah, just pour some off, right?
And bear in mind, this is sparge runnings, this isn't actual wort gravity.
Maggie,
This is sparge running gravity.
she was a good person. She had a good heart.
Need to get closer to the end of that hose so that I don't send wort flying everywhere.
You want to reduce the flow a bit, or?
No, we're good.
Mom, I lost my dad.
That'll do the trick. Okay. That's floating. Sparge runnings are looking about 10, once it stops bobbing, 10, 12, 10, 13.
Come on, here.
Turn this way.
I was told me that when she died, snake collapsed in it. What he told me. You think it's true?
Yeah, 10, 14 or so. So,
Let's grab that. Pull it up.
we can still keep pulling. I'll put this guy back in the boil kettle, along with the sample I pulled, because we are pre-boiled, so it doesn't really matter.
This is when I did.
If this were post-boil, I wouldn't be doing
Find
this,
it,
but
start at the beginning of the word.
You could always just drink it, it is tasty enough.
sure, it's tasty. That's about 300 mils, so that's a bottle right there.
Good kick of calories.
Rinse it out real quick.
I'll go with what?
Everything's all sticky, which is a good thing.
No, you gotta.
This grain looks cool.
Start at the E
All the foam's just settled out.
and end.
Oh, it does too, nice.
You went too far. You took it just too far.
I'm gonna sparge that a bit more. Depending on how much it's gonna flow in that, I don't think we're gonna get what I wanna get out of
So
that.
start here,
That sucked up more than I thought it would.
here,
What else is
Yeah.
new?
quick, it, and then
No,
keep-
no, no, no.
I'm just gonna Need a couple more liters. Pass me that pitcher, will you?
Gotta see, put your
Okay,
finger
do
on
a
the
4
seat.
more liters here in case we need it.
Oh.
But we'll see.
Oh yeah, just in case this still has sugar in it.
Yes, I must have.
I don't know where he is.
Well, I'm telling my bucket it up.
No,
And luckily for us, this pitcher is fill lined at exactly 2 liters.
Hydrometer's floating, I think.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, she's floating.
Okay, we'll figure that out in a sec here. Let's see here. It's in bubbles. Let's deal with that. Oh, come on, turn so I can see you.
Tell my bucket it.
About 35 or
Still
something.
stuck in bubbles. Come on.
So you have to watch you don't
That's just following the hydrometer.
but it should be in here.
Goody.
Word search right there.
Speed. Okay. I'm assuming about a 1030, which,
It's about 35 actually.
oh nice, it's almost, yeah, it's a 35, 37. Hard to tell with the bubbles. That's good though, that means we can keep going because
Down to T? Yeah.
Just like this.
Oh, now you.
yeah, you're right, it's about a 34, 35,
So, let's-
which is good because once you take temperature into account, it's about a
Oh, you gotta shift it.
45, 10, 50.
I was too far, I'm not.
And we're gonna boil off some so we can keep going. We're going to boil off a bit actually.
Now you know.
So surprised that's still flowing actually.
Looks like there's a lot in the grain, like it almost leaches itself.
There is.
Right?
After me.
There's a lot in the grain to start with. So I don't know if we're gonna need the water I'm heating. I'm hoping we don't, but
Let's give it some time, right?
There we go.
It's just starting, right?
we're starting to run out now. I'll let her keep rolling without sparging it again. Just let it run out for a bit.
That's funny. It's gotten all thick again after the flow slowed. See
Yeah.
that? That's so weird.
See if we can get it. Well, it's just hitting. It's just the siphon. It's not actually that thick. It's
Here,
just
slow it down just a touch.
Don't
Okay?
go above the.
It's just what the siphon appears to be doing. Is all it is.
No, you let
Still going.
I'm just gonna let that keep flowing.
That is a funny little circular pattern. Check that out.
Oh wow, it is too. Check that out.
See?
Oh, there we go. It just
Just
broke.
if you go out of the square, you're pulling down the rest of the things that are playing in the background.
Once I get that guy up to 25 liters, we'll be good. Hopefully, I won't need to sparge again.
Like,
By the looks of it, I probably will.
excellent.
Which isn't a big deal.
Go across or that way?
A couple of batch sparges isn't a big deal, so.
That's it, eh?
No, no, it's not.
Z, E, E, R, A.
Pamper yourself with serenity massage and aesthetics, and of course experience the effortless pleasures of the recently renovated spa.
Great.
Call toll-free today, Managers Springs Resort and Mineral Spa at beautiful Manitou Beach, Milwaukee.
Right there.
Once we get this thing boiling comes the downside of actually trying to clean the grain out of mash tun.
Does it stain or
No, it just
stays?
gotta get all that wet grain back out of the mash tun, that's all.
So that's literally just disposal now, right? There's nothing you can do with that. There's
No,
you
no,
can't.
no. I mean, you can make like spent grain bread and stuff, but you're not gonna use 10 pounds of grain for that.
Interesting.
It's supposed to be really good.
Should almost look up the recipe online before we dump all of it.
I've got some spent grain from the last one frozen.
What's it taste like?
Quite good, actually.
Yeah. Like sweetbread, basically? Or? Just it comes out normal.
Oh, the bread?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I haven't made it yet.
Oh.
The grain itself tastes good though.
Oh, you can freeze the grain and just put it aside and
Yeah.
then use it anytime. Okay.
Well,
Hmm.
to a point.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's taking its time. That's fine.
I'm tempted to resparge that again.
It's still not quite clear, right? I mean,
Let's just open her right up here. That's as quick as you can get there. I'm gonna check this water real quick.
Salmon broke out of their nets last year. Thanks for that wild fish. Good. Got you started.
50 degrees, so a little bit more time. She'll get up there. I might be able to sparge it. Should it become necessary? Going back rather cool. That was a level looking.
it's still solid around 30 something.
We still need about another inch and a half there though. Which we ain't gonna get without sparging again.
You got enough water?
In it? Probably not.
Well, no, in the boiling off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You just gotta go up about another 20 degrees. So.
So this really doesn't, all that matters is that the water you're putting in is hot enough. Not really how much time you leave it in now after
Yeah.
that initial, right?
Yeah. At this point, the point of the hour-long mash is to do the starch conversion. The starch conversion is done at this point. We're just washing it out of the grain right now. Is basically all we're doing. Mom, you want to throw a thermometer in that and tell me what that's worth there?
What do you need?
170.
Kinda need some help down at the village. But, you know, with those old canoes, we plan on taking them out, but they need to be cleaned up.
About 150.
Yeah, so long.
Cause you know that crap that you guys threw on the boat the other day? Think you guys need to make it up to the elders as much as that?